Hi guys, PJ here, back with another Destiny 2 video. This time we're doing another dungeon, Grasp of Avarice. This dungeon basically rewards the 30th anniversary armor sets and various weapons, but mainly if you've never done this dungeon before, this is a quest step to get the fabled Gjallarhorn, the Gjallarhorn from Destiny 1 that was, well, basically pretty much the best weapon in the game, or at least the best rocket launcher in the game. Extremely high damage, wolf pack rounds that sort of sharded from it and killed everything surrounding the main thing you targeted. Fantastic piece of kit. And this is how you get it. This is the main quest step to get it. So the first thing the dungeon is going to do is put you in familiar territory. So you're in the Cosmodrome. Okay. You are going to kill a load of these ads. You're going to get burdened by riches by picking up whatever they drop, the riches on the floor there that you can see. Now you've got to pick these up pretty quickly because they go darker and darker and then, well, disappear. So you have to kill more ads and keep it going. Once you've picked up a ton of these, you will notice you've got a counter on the left hand side. You are counting down to 0. If the timer reaches 0, you're dead. If you pick up another riches, it will reset, so to start counting down again. So if you get down to 10 and then you pick another one up, you're okay, you've reset the timer. Anyway, get enough of these things, stand near the crystal that's in the cave, the floor will open up, crumble away, and run through the sort of corridors. You can't really get this wrong. The only thing I would say at the start, there's a shrieker, so probably sniper rifle that off before you go jumping too near it. It can be a pain. There are other enemies in the area as well. Now we are doing this in January 2023, so it's up to date. We've got up to date weapons, correct seasonal stuff, etc, etc. Now you can solo this. Obviously, you know, you've got to be a very good player with a very well spec guardian to do it, but people have got videos out soloing this. Personally, if you've never done it before, or you know, your typical player, a bit like we are to be example, you could do with a fire team. Certainly 2, 3 is handy at the boss sections. But anyway, I digress. To this section, follow it through. If you see an enemy, go towards the enemy, kill stuff, etc, etc, etc. You can't get it wrong. It's a bit confusing, but you can't get it wrong. There is only really one path to this until you come out. Now when you come out, you come into this area, drop all the way down. Watch your landing here, guys, so you may want to just do a quick double jump here, because if you fall all the way down, you're gonna die. Yes, we've done that in the past by accident. I know these things. Okay, follow it through the caves. Again, you can't get this wrong either. It's really straightforward. Just follow the light. Ha, pun intended there. Destiny, yeah. Anyway, until we get to this area. Now, this area is a little bit tricky. Second door, do not go to the first door. Second door, open the door. There's a pressure pad on the floor. Do not touch it. Jump over it. If you touch it, you're dead. So, yeah, jump over it again. Don't forget on your way out. Yep, we've done that in the past. Killed ourselves. Yeah, these things happen. Okay, you get to this bit. You jump across. That releases. You drop down. You jump into the side room. So what we're going to do with this bit, because it's quite tricky, is show you the lever and everything, and then show you from a third-person view so you can sort of see what happens. So that lever there has just been pulled. My teammate there has just gone across, and as you notice, the gangplank above his head fell down and killed him. Okay, so if we just go across again, the gangplank's already down, he doesn't die, so that's ideal. Let me show you that again from a third person so you can see what I mean by the end section. So we fall down, we go in the room, we pull the lever that's in the room, we come back out to the edge of the room, and we jump across to the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, the roof caves in, yeah, you're dead, sort of thing. Wait to respawn if you want. Or obviously a teammate could respawn you if more than one of you were doing this. Once you've respawned, you're back in the little side room. Okay, so you're in the side room where the lever is that you've just pulled. All you do is basically jump across again. Nothing's going to kill you, it's already been done. Jump across to the center section that collapses, and then quickly jump from that back into the pipe that you started out. Hope that's clear. A lot of people get that confused, so that was probably the best way of me trying to explain it for you guys. Next up, it's just a bit of parkour. Jump, jump, jump until you can get to the top here, and we're going to go into the first pipe. Now there are a couple of pipe sequences in this dungeon, so I'm not going to cut anything. I'm going to show you the entire sequence so you know which one to go to, one after the other after the other. It can get confusing. I've seen some guides myself where people have cut bits out and they go, oh yeah, just go to the middle pipe and then jump across to the other one. Well, it can get a bit confusing. So this bit, yes, it's relatively straightforward. As you can see, we're just jumping diagonally across. Wait for my colleague to get here. When he finally does, there we go, and then we jump across again. But later on in the game there is a section with even more pipes and that can get confusing. Anyway, we're going to head over to this end pipe. Got a nice floaty warlock for you there, guys. It's not as accurate, but still. And we've got a grate above our heads, that one there. What you're going to do is basically stand on the pad will click, the door will open, you jump up. We're then going to use this side of the walls to jump onto, jump up again, taking care when you land there is a pressure pad to the left. There we go, we don't want to land on that one. Onto the pipes, jump across, jump onto this stuff. This gives way, so do not stop. The floor sort of opens up, look, and closes again. So you've got to sort of run and just keep running rather than sort of stand on it to figure out where you're going. Just run straight across and you'll be absolutely fine. But you have got to be fairly quick, so bear that one in mind. When you've done that, you've got a little labyrinth, tunnels with levers, etc. Notice the diagram on the wall. Okay, we pulled the lever, the diagram changed, and this has opened up. This is the bit that I don't want to cut, because a lot of people sort of cut this and it gets rather confusing. Your end goal is to open the big door right at the end. But to do that, there's a lot of levers to pull and a few bad guys to kill. So I'm going to leave this bit to play out so you can watch it, and I will cut back in when we go through the large door. Okay, so we've pulled our last lever, the large door's opened. As you can see, there's a knight there, so you can probably take a few shots at him to try and get rid of him while you're in the distance. There's not too much in there, there's only I think 3 or 4 creatures, so it's not really a big deal. You could just jump straight in and annihilate him at close range. It depends on your preference and obviously your weapon and play style. But anyway, we're going to jump across. Sometimes it's easier if you don't think you can make the jump from this platform all the way to the end, which can be tricky for certain classes, certain builds, etc. You can go in here, flip the switch, as we can see happening right now. There's the switch. You'll notice the panel changed. If we come to this section, this door is open, which is obviously nearer the end wall section. Just hop up onto that, and then you easily jump across to this without great lengths to cover. Dispense with these enemies rather quickly. There's nothing else to do in here. You can ignore everything. Run across to the back room and again follow your way through. Do not press this lever. Yeah, that one there. I'll show you. That's why. Huge metal spikes come out. True Indiana Jones style traps this dungeon, and you're going to need reviving. So don't do that one, guys. That's what happens. But moving on, we go through this door, we follow it through, and we come to this sort of circular area, or it's like a full of walkways, etc. Now the aim of this is to charge something with a scorch cannon. Okay, but you've got to kill everything first, and you've got to sort of flip levers and open doors to make that happen. So here is the item you're charging with the scorch cannon. You've seen it before, I'm sure. But to get the scorch cannon, you've got to kill the bad guys and flip levers on the wall like this one here. You'll notice a symbol above it again, with showing you red doors are locked. You need to open them all up so that the bad guys come out. Once you've done that, sort of jump from side to side normally. So you notice I'm opposite my teammate there. That's because the bad guys are the other side. So when you've done that and you finally do get your scorch cannon, there's another lever, look, just to show you we've got one door left there, look, so you can see. Anyway, you get your scorch cannon, you charge up the thing, you open the door and you go through the door. If you've noticed any quick stutters in this video, I'm afraid that's what's happening when you use an Xbox Series X with an external DVR drive, an SSD. It's a trait of it, so it's not the game being icky, guys, because I've had the questions asked before, what's this little stuttering? We are going to stop using Xboxes for these videos, just so you know. Anyway, I digress again. Kill any bad guys that are remaining in these side rooms. They're not normally a big deal. They're not, you know, boss enemies or champions or anything like that. They're just normal grunts, as it were. And we can flip the last lever. All is green. Go and get your scorch cannon and progress with the level. It is simply a case of the door will open, you run through, and that's that section completed. It's not terribly difficult, it's just a little bit time consuming. This bit's funny, more Indiana Jones. Get the heck out of the way. Yeah, that runs down these stairs. There's 2 cutouts. Look, there's one there and the one we've just hidden. This always gets everybody on the first try. In fact, I forgot about it a few times and got killed by that. But anyway, really good. This section that you come into, pretty straightforward. There's some boxes on the left there. They're basically like stairs. So you just sort of jump up these boxes to the left here. And there's a sort of open air vent, if you will, or air shaft or something like that. Run through the air shaft. Can't get it wrong, guys. It's literally one direction. At the end of here, you've got one heck of a jump. In fact, my teammate there did struggle on his hunter to get that jump on his first try. The first time we ever did this dungeon, it took him a few attempts. So you should be okay with the warlock, probably a titan with the right stuff. Hunter, just a bit of practice. It's not a big deal if you die, you'll spawn near. Anyway, we come to the first boss, the ogre. If you have a team of 3, in my opinion, you should be able to kill this in 3 to 4 rounds of damage. Now you've got to get him to be able to be damaged first. Don't start like that where one of you dies. Not a good start. Anyway, there's a crystal. We've just run past it. You guessed it. We've got to charge the crystal with burdens. Now you're going to get the burdens by, first of all, killing the chap up there with the scorch cannon. We need that scorch cannon to charge. Basically, it's like a locking mechanism that opens doors either side of the ogre. So we're going to go over there, dispatch those out of the way. The scorch cannon guy, when he's up, can be a bit of a pain, so it's probably best to kill him as fast as you can. Drop down so you don't take a ton of damage like I'm doing right now. They are nice areas to be shielded. You can stand behind these looking quite merrily. Pop these, 3 or 4 shots will open the door. Once you've done that, run inside. There's going to be some knights and other stuff in there, and they will drop you your burdens. Now, same again, if they go dark, they'll disappear, so pick them up really quickly. Don't let them fizzle away. You need as many as you can possibly get so that you can shorten this phase. Otherwise, this phase can go on forever. Be warned, if your fire team dies, you guessed it, you are going to start the phase all over again. So if your entire fire team wipes, you got to start with the ogre at full health again. And like I say, I've known people take a long time doing this section. Anyway, hide behind the crystal. It's best to duck. If you're a warlock, some people put a health rift down, but it's not normally necessary. You just get a load of thrall running at you and stuff like that. Once you've got enough of those in there, the ravenous ogre, as he's called, does become vulnerable, so you can target him. But it does take a few attempts. Now, it switches from side to side, so this time we're going to be firing the cannon on the other side. So if you look at my teammate there, he's going to be shooting that. You can tell which one you're doing if you're unsure because it's lit up, it's got white specks around the edge, and you can just basically shoot it. You see the doors opening over that side. There we go, force fields are down. We can run in, go and get some more of the stuff we need. The doors this side incidentally have closed, so there's no threat behind you. It's just get across there, get them all killed as fast as you can. Watch where you're standing on this side especially, because the ogre could be shooting you in the back while you're trying to deal with everything in this room, and that can be quite tricky. So I've seen a few die doing it that way. In fact, I've died as well, so be careful. When you're doing your run out to the crystal, try and stay right here and go behind the box. Every bit of cover is a help because the ogre is trying to target you. Bear that one in mind. Again, you just deposit until you're, well, okay. Otherwise, if you're running around with burdens, you are going to die. The game will make a noise. It will come up saying that basically you can damage this guy. So everybody do your DPS on him until he's dead. Yes, we did cut that short. That takes quite a while to do. He's now dead, and you're going to get your first reward and move on to the next section. If you ever did sparrow racing, you're probably going to love this section. If you didn't, you're not. I highly recommend a 160 speed sparrow for this, and basically something that you can call back quickly in case it gets blown up. So you don't want a huge cooldown on your sparrow. If it gets blown up, you can do with one that you can call back very quickly. Now you've got a route to go on your sparrow, and it's all sort of timed, so teammates doing this as well is a big help rather than trying to do this solo. When you finally get to the large warehouse room, there's 2 levers, one on the left, one on the right. Don't touch the one on the right, it will kill you. One on the left opens these doors. Try and get your teammates at the doors on the sparrows ready to go. We are looking for some circular switches which enhance your timer. One on the right there, look, that we're going past. The colour of it will change, it will make a bit of a noise, etc. There's one near every single bomb because we have to defuse the bombs by driving through the centre of the circles. You don't need every single switch. I would say 2 to 3. It is critical though, in my opinion, that you get the very last one. If you don't get the very last one, you're going to be in trouble and struggle a lot. Now, ignore the spider tank and all the other stuff. Make sure you hit the easy switches, such as the one there, very simple to get. You can quickly dart around the container and shoot off down into like the crevice here to avoid fire. Follow the path through, go to ABC with the bombs, and as you get them, make sure you're hitting whatever switches you see en route. Now this one here is very important. Stay on the right, go up high, there's your switch. It will click as you go over it, change colour. If you don't hit that one, you're more than likely going to fail this section. It's up to you. Try it in different combos, have a look where the switches are, but it is tricky. I've seen people get this wrong. I still screw this up to this day, you know, getting this wrong. In fact, I've really nearly screwed it up there, as you can see. When you get to the end of the Sparrow section, it's pretty obvious where you're meant to go. However, there's a sort of, not a hidden chest, but there's a chest here to get that's not on the main run. So obviously you think, well, I'll go up here. No, let's not go up here. Let's jump across, turn around and have a look up. Because if you have a look up, which I will show you, I won't cut any of this out, guys, there is a chest for you to get. Now, there's your main opening, but up there, that ledge, you can see my teammate at, that has a chest on it. Again, some of the jump into this can be a little bit tricky. Shouldn't be a problem if you're a warlock, you know, you can float over it all. But here is your reward once you've finally jumped up. Obviously, don't open it if you're with your team. Wait for your team to turn up so that they can get the spoils from it as well. You may have to wait a while depending on your actual team, depending on their characters and builds. But collect the loot and then move on through the shiny crystal opening to the right hand side. Once you emerge from the crystal area, which again you can't really get wrong, there's only sort of one route to it, you are in the next section of, well, sort of puzzle kill area, but it's very familiar territory by now. You've got the little things to charge up with the Scorch Cannon, you've got guys with the Scorch Cannon, you can see right in front of me now. Pick his Scorch Cannon up once you kill him, and you charge it up. Now the thing is, you've got sort of propulsion system things that you can jump through. I'll show you what I mean. Basically, you charge this up, boom, 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 normally 3 or 4 shots, again will do your job, and you can have your teammates standing on the platforms ready. Yeah, we don't need that many, but I'm just showing you anyway. On the left here is your platform, and you can jump through these to get to other little floating islands in the area. You can also rotate them, so it comes up with an option to be able to rotate them, and that's important because what you're doing is looking for the servitor. Again, when you find the servitor, you're going to kill the ads, you're going to get burdened by riches. There's a crystal on each area, you deposit your crystals, his shield will drop. Once his shield has dropped, you can kill the servitor, but then when he's dead, if you've got any riches, by the way, make sure you get rid of them at this point because it will kill you. A lot of people forget and die. Make sure you get rid of all your riches. That servitor is a bomb, and as you see, it's counting down. So you've now got to wheel that thing around and get it on the pad in front of the, whatever it is, jet engine push lift thing. I'm not actually sure what you call these things, but you get it there. Okay, it can roll off the edge, so you've got to be very careful. And you need to point that at one of 4 circles on the base of this balloon. So you saw there, one of them blew up. So if I had the servitor at the circle, it blew it up. Now you've got to do that 4 times, so it's rinse and repeat. Once you've done that and you've gone all the way around, you can then point one of those things at the centre of the balloon and, as you've just seen, jump up into the middle of it. That was a quick explanation for something that can take a reasonable amount of time. So, you know, bear with it. Sometimes the servitors aren't easy to find. You're going to have a scope and have a look round, but they are there. It just takes time. And that brings us up to the sort of final section of this dungeon. Again, it is a case of scorch cannons, charging up the ports, and then being able to do DPS, burn by riches, etc, etc, which you will see. But getting the burn by riches and stuff's pretty easy, so you kill all this stuff. What isn't easy is in the centre section near the boss, there's an invisible guy who actually steals burns for riches, so you've got to get him killed. See the guy I'm shooting at now? Get him dead before you do anything. And there's also a floating one as well. So you see the little dude sniping there in the centre? Yeah, you've got to kill him as well really, because he can be very annoying. So get rid of the guy that steals your burdens, get rid of the guy that's floating around in top. There he is, look, you still see him, he's actually right at the top sniping away, and he does a lot of damage, so we need to get rid of both of these. So there's only the main character standing in the middle. Once he's there and he's on his own, you can then start collecting your burdens. Just finish that guy off. Like I say, he does do some damage. You saw the damage he did there. And yes, they do throw the slowing grenades at you, which again, a bit of a pain in the neck, but still not unmanageable. Once you get to the point where you need the Scorch Cannon, you will notice the charge sections are on the steel frame around the middle platform. One of them will be lit up. There's one either side and there's one at the front. Go to the one that's lit up. Again, charge it with 3 or 4 shots. As you can see, it will drop like a cache of Burden of Riches from the side of the room. So it's got like basically big metal holders that open up and they drop them all on the floor. You and your buddies pick them up, of course, and then head over to the center crystal. The crystal is right next to the boss, so hiding, bearing in mind the boss teleports, is sort of critical. You got to keep low, etc. Now when you get the boss down, normally 3 or 4 goes if you're on a full fire team and you've got good DPS. Get your warlock to put well down to empower you all, hit him with everything you've got. You're going to need to, like I say, do this 3 or 4 times, guys, even with a full fire team with decent characters. Hit him with everything you've got and get him killed off. Once he's killed off, yep, you're going to get a chest and you're going to win some nice 30th anniversary armour, and also if you're doing a Galahorn quest, you've done it. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.